Hello everyone. In this video I'll be talking about IELTS and IELTS, that is abbreviation of International English Language Testing System. And my name is Fayaz. I'm doing PhD in chemistry at UNSW Sydney, Australia. And this is the much needed video which I'm making, and so many people are asking me to make video about IELTS. Why it is important? Because it's a mandatory requirement to apply for any scholarship across Australia, Canada, UK and other countries. So previously I have made video on my YouTube channel related to what is the eligibility criteria to apply for PhD admission or scholarships across Australia, UK and Canada. And I have also made one video that describes how to approach a foreign supervisor or how to write an effective email to a foreign supervisor. So please watch those two videos and then watch this video. Also, before you go and attempt IELTS test or you appear in an IELTS, make sure you prepare well. Why? Because if you do not prepare well and if you appear in the IELTS, you will lose a lot of money. If you are a Pakistani student and appearing in IELTS without your perfect preparation, then you might not get the desired bands, and then you will end up losing your money. And the cost of one IELTS test is almost 40,000 in Pakistan. I'm not sure about India and Bangladesh, but it should be the same. So in Australia it's 350 Australian dollars. So the price varies according to country and currency, but it's a very expensive test, I must say. And you can give unlimited attempts of IELTS, but each attempt will cost you money, and that money is not refundable. Moreover, the second purpose of IELTS, first purpose is to get admission in any foreign country, any foreign university. Second purpose of IELTS, if you get great bands like 8 each in all of the sections, then you are eligible to apply for permanent residency or citizenship or PR of any country such as UK, Canada and Australia. These are the two purposes of IELTS major. And now let's start. So IELTS is an abbreviation of International English Language Testing System. That's what IELTS stands for. And there are so many academies, centers, language centers in various countries including Pakistan and India, Bangladesh. But I would recommend you guys to do not attend any academy or any center. YouTube is your best academy. I would recommend you guys to prepare from the YouTube, and also purchase IELTS books from any shop. These are the 7 books: book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, book 6 and book 7. You can go to any bookstore and ask them to give you the IELTS books of Cambridge system. So there are two types of IELTS: IELTS UK based and IELTS Australia based. So always try to give IELTS UK based. Why? Because if you give the IELTS UK based, then it is eligible for UK, Australia and Canada. But if you give IELTS of Australian one, then it is only eligible in Australia. So make sure to do this. And second thing which is a little important here, there are two types of IELTS. One is IELTS Academic and one is IELTS General. So if you are applying for PhD admission or PhD scholarship or master's scholarship, then you must give IELTS Academic. Do not appear in IELTS General. Second thing which is important about IELTS, that as you know that there are two types of IELTS. One is IELTS Academic and another is IELTS General. So if you are trying to apply for permanent residency, PR or citizenship, then better to give IELTS General. So IELTS General is for people who want to get visa or who want to get live in a foreign country based upon their business or some work related activity. Then they give the IELTS General. IELTS General is relatively easy compared to IELTS Academic, but in this video I'll be talking about IELTS Academic. Why? Because it's really important for getting admission in masters, and PhD admissions as well as scholarships. So let's move on, and in this video I'll be giving you the real examples, practice examples for IELTS exams and all of its sections. So let's start. Why IELTS? Why it is important? Because it is used for higher studies. So if you want to get admission in masters, MPhil or PhD in foreign countries such as UK, Canada, Australia, then you should have IELTS. Why IELTS? Naturalization and immigration. As I mentioned, if you want to get the permanent residency, then you should get the IELTS with high bands. And then professional jobs, it's also required IELTS. So who can take IELTS? Anyone with age 16 years or above, you can appear in the IELTS test. What you will need, one with a valid passport. So when you go and appear in the IELTS exam, they will ask you to give the passport. So please make sure to prepare your passports and go to passport office and prepare your passports. Urgent passport fees in Pakistan is, I guess, 5,000 and normal fees is 3,000. I'm not sure, maybe 1,500 or 2,000. So whatever the fees is, do not waste your time and immediately go and make your passports for long years, 10 years or 20 years, so that it should not expire quickly. And that is a requirement when you go and appear in the IELTS. So, and IELTS exam happens every week, every month in any country you want to appear. So you do not have to wait that when should I appear in the exam. When is your preparation done? When you are ready to appear in the IELTS, you can appear in any week. So there are 4 sections of IELTS. One is listening, another is reading, writing and speaking. So 4 parts of IELTS exam, IELTS structure. And IELTS speaking happens on the one day before the exam or one day after the exam. So in a day you will be given 3 tests: listening, reading, writing. That's it. And a speaking test will be on the next day or one day before your exam. So all the 4 sections will not happen in a day, but 3 sections will be given to you in a day. Then you have to do first listening, then reading, and then writing. And there's an exam hall like everyone else, like every exam. So they ask you to sit down in an exam, and they provide you all the stationeries, pencils, erasers and papers, everything, and answer sheets as well. So you don't need to bring anything from your home. You just go and sit in the exam. And better to use the pencil, because if you make any mistake, then you can erase it with the eraser and then rewrite it. But if you write it with a pen, then you need some sort of eraser which makes things messier, basically. Yeah. So, and speaking test lasts only for 14-15 minutes, and the listening is 40 questions, and reading is also 40 questions, and writing is 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. And in writing you will be given 60 minutes, in reading you will be given 60 minutes, and listening you will be given 40 minutes. So 1 hour for writing, you will be given 1 hour for reading, you will be given, and 40 minutes for listening you will be given. And in reading you will be given 3 paragraphs, and you have to read the 3 paragraphs and then answer the questions. In this video I'll be giving you all types of reading questions that come up in the IELTS. You don't need to worry. And in this video also I'll be giving all types of questions related to writing, so you don't need to worry. And for listening, I will recommend you just type in YouTube the IELTS listening practice test, and you will get 1,000 or more than 1,000 listening tests on the YouTube. So just type in the YouTube IELTS listening practice test. And IELTS listening is same for general and academic, but IELTS reading is different for academic, and IELTS reading is different for general. So these 3 will happen in a day. Listening will be first, reading. So in listening they will provide you the headphones, the audio where you will listen audio, and you will be given a question paper which will be in your hand. So you will listen the audio in your ears from headphones, and then you will concentrate on the pages in your hands. And then you need to answer the question. So in order to understand more about listening, just type in YouTube IELTS listening practice and you will get lots of tests, solved tests. After every test in the YouTube you will get the answers as well, so you can also calculate your score. The IELTS maximum score is 9 bands. Most of the universities require just only 6.5 bands. Mostly universities require 6.5 bands in the IELTS. So 6.5 is required for university admission in each band. So 6.5 in listening, 6.5 in reading, 6.5 in writing, and 6.5 in speaking. So there are 40 questions of listening you will be given, 40 questions of reading you will be given, 2 tasks of writing will be given to you, and you have to speak for 14 to 15 minutes. So in speaking you have to speak for almost 14 to 15 minutes, and that will be not non-stop, it will be in parts. So in the first part of speaking you will have to do introduction, in second part you have to do some description, and in third part you have to do discussion. So an interviewer will be sitting in front of you and he will be asking you questions from you. So that interview just lasts for 15 minutes maximum. And writing and time allowed is 1 hour, reading time allowed is 1 hour, and listening time allowed is 40 minutes. And in a single day, in one day, you will appear listening, reading, and writing. So you will sit in the exam and the exam will start, and the first test that you will solve will be listening. And when you will hand over the answer sheets to the examiner in the exam hall about listening, and then after 10 minutes you will be given the question paper about reading, and then you will solve the reading test for 1 hour, and then you will hand over the answer sheets to the examiner, and you will wait 10 minutes break, and then you will do the writing test for 1 hour, and after writing you will give the answer sheets to the examiner and then go home. And on the next day you will come to the test center and you will give the speaking test. Or sometimes it happens first you give a speaking test and then on the next day you give the listening, reading, and writing test. So let's move on further. What is writing test? Its duration is 60 minutes. 2 tasks will be given to you. You should spend about 20 minutes on task 1 and 40 minutes on task 2. In the task 1 is you have to write 150 words minimum. You can write more, but minimum. If you write less than 150 words you will lose the bands. And in task 2 you have to write at least 250 words, but if you write less than 250 words you will lose the points. And if you can write more than 250 words, that is good for you, and if you write more than 150 words it's good for you. But another thing that is important in writing is spend more times on task 2 because it carries more weightage than task 1, and just spend 20 minutes on task 1 and 40 minutes on task 2. So task 2 is worth twice as many marks as task 1, so the worth of the task 2 is double. That is important. So this is how the writing test will be in the IELTS. But in this video later on I'll show you with model answers how you will attempt task 1 and how you will attempt task 2. In this video we will be discussing these things later on in the video. So this is the basic structure of writing. So 60 minutes, 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2, and in task 1 you have to write 150 words, and in task 2 you have to write 250. This is the minimum, but you can of course write more, but if you write less than these words you will lose the points. Okay, how about listening? Listening test comprises of 4 sections. In section 1 you will be listening in your headphones, that's talking between 2 people set in daily social context, like what is your name, where do you live, and what is your phone number, what is your email ID, what is your street number, what is your mailing address. These sort of things you will listen in the section 1. But in the section 2, monologues set in every social context, often talk from a guide. So a tour guide or someone will be guiding about any historical place or any entertainment thing in the section 2. In section 3 there will be a conversation between 2 or 3 or 4 people about any education or training context. Academic discussion will be there. And in section 4, monologue on an academic lecture conversation will be given to you, and you will be listening. So there are 4 sections in the IELTS. You have to listen these and answer them as you listen. So when you listen first point, then you have to write it down in your answer sheet. So these are the listenings, and for listening, as I mentioned, I'll be not giving you examples of listening in this video because I'm talking, and then if I pause down and then you have to listen, that the video will become very long and you will be very bored. So I'll recommend you just type in YouTube IELTS listening practice test, and you will get so many tests in the YouTube, and after every test you can check your marks, how many correct answers you have done, because each test will be given with the right answers at the end of the test. So you can double check your answers and count, and you can evaluate yourself. How about reading? In reading test you will be given 3 paragraphs, 1 hour time, and in those 3 paragraphs authentic text and taken from books, journals, magazines and newspaper articles. 3 paragraphs with an oral text of 2150 to 2700 words will be given to you total in 3 paragraphs. May contain non-verbal materials such as diagrams and articles. And you will be given 1 hour time, and you first read the paragraph and then you will be asked questions from that paragraph. So there will be 3 paragraphs, and each paragraph will contain 13 to 14 questions that you need to answer after reading the paragraph. So this is the structure of reading, and time allowed for reading will be 1 hour. So what kind of questions that may be asked from you in the reading? Maybe multiple choice, matching, plan, map, diagram labeling, form and note completion, table completion, flowchart completion, sentence completion. In this video later on I'll be giving you real exam practice about reading, and I'll be giving you all showing you all of these types of questions about reading, and you can read them and solve them. But for reading I will recommend you to purchase books and do it on the hard copy, because on soft copy it's really hard to do reading practice on the computer, on a PDF file or on a YouTube. But I will recommend you, if you can print out the test from the internet or you can purchase the books, then you can prepare very well for the IELTS reading. But these sorts of questions that will be asked from you in the IELTS reading. What will be asked from you in the IELTS speaking? Speaking test contains 3 sections about 15 minutes. So you will be answering and someone will be asking questions from you. Okay, this is how this exam works. So first section, when you will sit down, he will ask you general questions like what is your name, can I see your passport, and what do? Do you study or do you do job? But you can find so many examples, so many videos on YouTube related to IELTS speaking. So you just type in YouTube IELTS speaking practice, and then you will find number of videos and real videos, and you can listen to them, and then you can understand how this IELTS speaking test works. In section 2, the candidate asked to give a speech on a topic for 2 minutes and 1 minute for preparation. And in section 3, discussion part, questions need long answers unlike section 1. But the overall this test is just about 15 minutes, and it is divided into 3 sections. And each section, like listening, reading, writing and speaking, they have each has 9 bands, and maximum is 9. So you have to get 6.5 bands in each section, 6.5 in speaking, 6.5 bands in listening, 6.5 in writing, 6.5 in reading. But if you get 8 in speaking, 8 in reading, 8 in writing and 8 in listening, then you can apply for permanent residency or citizenship for UK, Canada and Australia from your home country where you are right now. From Australia, for Australia, Canada, UK, you can apply for permanent residency if you have IELTS of score bands 8 each in all of the 4 sections. You can apply for permanent residency from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, or any other country. IELTS speaking test tips. Here are some tips for IELTS speaking. Okay, speak in English whenever and wherever possible with your friends, relatives, colleagues well before the exam. So when you are doing preparation for IELTS, then you should try to speak in those days with your friends, relatives at your home in English, so that you can get maximum practice. By having speaking practice, you can speak well with the examiner or interviewer. Try to speak as much as you can. Speak fluently and spontaneous. Express your opinions. If you make mistake, correct it immediately. Ask for clarification if you don't understand the question. Make an eye contact. Do not be shy, or do not just look into the wall or look into the roof, look down. Just look directly into the eyes of the examiner so that you can communicate with him through his eyes. Don't let answers before the exam. So these are the few tips, and these sort of questions that you will be asked in the IELTS speaking. Describe your city. So you just don't say my city is beautiful. That is not answer. So you have to keep talking until that person stops you from talking. So you should say Sydney is a very beautiful city and very well arranged. It is located in the states called New South Wales. There are many spectacular buildings and attractive tourist spots here, such as this is. Show your vocabulary and use synonyms like beautiful, attractive. The main thing in speaking is do not repeat the same words. Do not say beautiful, beautiful again. Do not say attractive, attractive again. And do not repeat the words again. Like there are many. Don't say many too many times. You use the different words, various, different, abundant, so words like this. And you have to describe in a proper order. So first, do not say Sydney has many tourist spots. You should say Sydney is beautiful city, and then mention where it is. Sydney is located in this area, and then say what is in it. Many buildings, attractive tourist spots. Then you should step by step explain it in a well organized order. What you will be asked in the speaking: describe a shop near where you live that you sometimes use. You should say what sorts of products or services it sells, what the shop looks like, where it is located, and explain why you use this shop. You have to talk. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say about these 3 questions. You can make some notes to help if you wish. So you have to talk in an organized manner. So you first discuss the first question, then discuss the second, and then discuss the third question, and use the different sentences like present tense, past tense, future tense. Use the idioms, use the synonyms. Do not repeat the words. These are the tricks. And again, you will be given the similar question: describe an occasion when someone visited your home. You should say who the person was, what the occasion was, in an order, what you did during the visit, and explain how you felt about this person's visit. Here's the IELTS speaking tip. Don't be afraid of mistakes. You can get IELTS 6 with frequent mistakes. You can get IELTS 7 with some mistakes. You can get IELTS 8 with very few mistakes. So you keep practicing. IELTS speaking tip 2. Use an idiom or two. I am a bundle of nerves. I am very nervous. I'm cool as cucumber. I'm not at all nervous. I'm a bundle of cucumbers. No meaning epic fail. You have to use an idiom when you speak. There's a tip for reading. Don't read every sentence. Let's start with the main point of this paragraph, blah blah blah. So my main point again. A reading tip 1. Preview the question. So first read the question, then the passage. This is the answer sheet where you will put your answers of listening from 1 to question number 40. You just type the words here, okay? And then you fill this answer sheet. So you type to telephone, movies, 10 is you just write these words here in the question below. 1 to 40 questions will be given to you, and this is the answer sheet of the British Council, University of Cambridge, that takes the exam. This is the answer sheet for listening, and you will be given this answer sheet in your exam and the headphones, and you will be listening the audio, and you have to write answers in this sheet. This is the answer sheet for reading, and you first write down the reading answers in your paragraphs and then transfer them to the reading, because if you write here then you might make spelling mistakes and your answers will be incorrect. So whenever you write the answers for listening and reading, and in any IELTS part, writing, reading, listening, do not make any spelling mistakes. If you make any spelling mistake, you will lose the points. Here is an example of IELTS reading and matching feature. So in this case you will be given this sort of a question line, blue color. You need to read this one, and then you have to read this paragraph, and after reading that you have to answer the questions from this paragraph. Reading is the most difficult task compared to listening, writing and speaking, and listening is the easiest, speaking also easy, writing is also easy, but the reading is little difficult. So you need to practice reading a lot, and when you practice at your home, then if you get a score of 35 right answers out of 40 and 35 answers right out of 40 in reading and listening, then you are good to appear in the IELTS exam. And you also have to practice for writing and also practice for the speaking. So I'm waiting here for you to read this paragraph, and then we move on to the next. So again, this is a paragraph 1. Now these are the questions from this paragraph. So you read this paragraph, you can pause the video and read the paragraph whole and read this part as well, and then answer the questions, these question number 7, 8, 9, 10, and then after answering, then here are the answers. Okay, so first read the paragraph, then the questions, then answer them, and then see the answers. Similarly, this is the second paragraph that will be given to you. This is a table completion. So these are these sort of questions. So this one was the matching features. This is how you will be given the type of question. This is for matching features, and this one is table completion. So first you read the paragraph again, then you read these things, then you read the questions, and then you can go back to the paragraph, then you go back to the questions and then answer them, and once you're done you can check the answers. Next is also the paragraph. So this is a flowchart completion. Procedure is same. So you read the paragraph. One thing I would say in reading, you have to increase the speed of reading. You have to learn the art of scanning and skimming. So there are various tips on the YouTube channel available. So watch the videos of JAYJ, a very good tutor related to IELTS. Ima is also she is also a good tutor on YouTube related to IELTS. So you can watch the videos of these two tutors, and so as well as many other tutors are available on the YouTube related to IELTS preparation. So you read the paragraph first, and then you go on and check out the questions, and then you go back to this one, and then you kind of go back and forth from questions to paragraph to questions, and then answer them. Here are the questions from this paragraph. So if you have read this paragraph, and then now you can answer the questions from this paragraph, and then you can see the answers I have given here. Next type of question will be given to you in the IELTS will be true false. So I'm showing you a lot of paragraphs, but in the real IELTS exam you will be given just 3 paragraphs and 60 minutes. So timing is also an issue in IELTS. So you need to do time management, and in order to do that you have to prepare well, practice well. So learn the tricks and tips about IELTS, and there are many videos available on YouTube. As I mentioned earlier, you have to watch those videos in order to learn about these things. So this is the IELTS reading, and you can see this one is a paragraph. You have to read this one and then answer these questions: true, false, not given. And if you have checked these questions, now go back to the paragraph and then come back to the questions and then answer. If you have done this, then you can check the answers. Again, you have to do these as well, matching headings. This is a paragraph A, B. You have to read this one and then you have to answer from the at the end of the paragraph. These are the answers. Again, this is the questions. Same, you have to read this. Okay, first I'm stopping here for a minute. You can pause here and read this one, or you can pause the video, and then this one you can pause the video here, and then you go this one, you can pause the video here and then see the answers. But I'm showing you these samples, right? But if you purchase books, then you will have so many examples for IELTS reading practice. And if you type in Google IELTS reading practice exam with solution, you will find lots of examples on the internet as well. But as I said, it's really difficult to do practice about IELTS reading on the computer, on laptop or mobile, and it's very easy to print out these ones or purchase the books. If you are two students and then you are two friends, then you purchase books together, 300, 400, and then share with yourself. And it's better to do preparation in two, because if you are two friends doing the preparation of IELTS, then you speak with each other in English language. That will help you a lot. And secondly, then you can check the answers of yourself in writing, and also you can do practice tests together about listening and reading, and in this way you will do it quickly and efficiently. And once your scores are coming really good again and again, then appear in the IELTS test. As I said, IELTS test exam fee is very high, so do not waste your money. And you can attempt unlimited attempts for IELTS. There is no limit that you cannot attempt more than 3 attempts. Of course you can attempt more than 3 attempts, more than 10 attempts, it doesn't matter, but you will keep losing money if you don't get the desired bands. And it's very simple and easy test, and you can pass the test without any difficulty. Just a little bit reading is difficult, but all sections are really easy. Again, this is a paragraph which you can read and then answer the questions from the at the end of this paragraph. So these are the questions that you can see, and then go back to the paragraph and find the answers of these questions. And these are the answers. These are the answers. Again, another paragraph of reading related to multiple type questions, multiple choice. This is a paragraph which you can read and then answer the questions at the end of this. These are the questions that you can answer. These are the answers. Again, here's a paragraph, academic reading, multiple choice, one answer. So you read the paragraph and then answer the question at the end of the paragraph. These are the questions that you need to answer by reading the paragraph. These are the answers. This is the paragraph that you need to read and then answer the questions given at the end of this paragraph. So you keep reading these paragraphs and then go back in this video and check the questions and then come back and answer. But as I said, reading practice from computer, from YouTube, from soft copy is hard, so you need to purchase the hard copy questions. This is the paragraph. You need to read this one, this one, this one, and then you need to read these questions and then fill in the blanks. These are the answers. This is the real test. This is how you will be given in one. This will be the paragraph 1 that will be given to you. Some paragraph, so like grocery stores, there will be title of that paragraph and you need to read these lines, and then again you have to read this one, and then you have to read this one. This is the paragraph 1. Still the paragraph 1, still the paragraph 1. Now you have to answer questions after reading these all paragraphs. This is the one paragraph because I have made slides, so I have to cut the lines in order to show you clearly. But in real test you will be given 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph and 3 paragraphs, so 3 total paragraphs. These are the questions that you need to answer by reading the paragraph. These are the questions that you need to answer by reading the paragraph. This is the paragraph 2. You have to read this paragraph and then answer the questions. This is the paragraph 2 that you need to read and then answer the questions after reading the paragraph. These are the questions that you need to answer after reading the paragraph 2. These are the questions that you need to answer after reading the paragraph 2. This is the 3rd paragraph. Now you have to read this one and then answer the questions given at the end of this paragraph. These are the questions that you need to answer after reading the paragraph. After this, I'll be showing you the writing tasks. This is the writing. This is the end of the reading. 3 paragraphs and 40 questions. 60 minutes will be given to you. Now let's talk about the writing. So in writing you will be given like task 1. You would spend 20 minutes. This sort of question you will write at least 150 words. These are the instructions in the box that you will be given. And this is the picture, like it should be a bar graph, pie chart, table, a flow chart and diagram that will be given to you, and then you have to describe it in 150 words. This is the question, and here is the what you have to do. In task 2 you will be given any question like space exploration is much too expensive and the money should be spent on more important things. What is your opinion? So you have to write 250 words and do not make any spelling mistakes, do not make any grammatical mistakes in the task 2 or in the task 1. So here is the model answer of this question. So this is the question, this is how you should write the answer. So this person has written 270 words. You can write less than 270 words, but do not write less than 250 words. And this answer got IELTS 8.5, and I'm sure after reading the answer and you can think that you can write the same answer very easily or similar to this to get the good bands in the IELTS. And again, there are lots of material present on the internet related to writing task 1 and task 2. Just Google IELTS writing task 1, you will find number of PDFs and online problems and solutions. Here is the what does this task 2 answer get, why does this task 2 gets IELTS band score 8. Task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. These are the important things that you should take into account while writing the task 2. You can read all of these by pausing the video. Here is another writing IELTS task 1 question. You will be given this sort of a diagram and you have to explain this diagram in 150 words at least. You can write more than 150 words, but do not write more than 200 words or more than 180 words, because more you write, more mistakes may happen, like spelling or grammatical. So stick in between 150 to 170, 180 words. That is enough. And here is the model answer. This is how you will write, and this answer got IELTS 8 bands. Amazing. Just write in this way, it has been shown to you there. So this was the question and this is the answer. Now read all these lines and see how simple the answer is, and you can easily write these sort of lines. Okay, why this, what you need to do in the task 1, task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. These are the important things that you need to take care of when writing the task 1. You can read all of these instructions, as well as you can find number of videos on the YouTube where people are teaching you, giving you tips and tricks how to write task 1, how to write task 2. You can watch those videos as well. Here is another example of writing task 1. You might be given these wavy line graphs, and these are the instructions that are given to you how you need to write. And here is the model answer of that question. This one got 184 words and he got 8 bands in IELTS. If you have any question regarding IELTS preparation and anything else, please feel free to type comments below in this video. I'll try to get back to you and I'll guide you more if needed. But I think I have explained more than enough in this video how to do preparation, what is IELTS, and what are the resources that you can use. The best resource is YouTube. Second best resource is purchase books. Here is another example of writing task 1. This is the graph and these are the instructions given about this graph. You have to write 150 words, and here is the model answer. You can read the model answer and then go back and see the question and then come back again and read the answer to see what is missing in your answer. Here is the writing task 1. This is the diagram of these are the labelings which you can see here. You can read these instructions first and then these are on writing model answer. This is the writing model answer. You can read the model answer. Again, this is the task 1. This is the diagram. These are the instructions about this diagram. Then you have to write 150 words. And here is the model answer, 150 words and is still getting 8 bands. This is the model answer. So this is how you should attempt task 1. I'm showing you more examples. Again, if you are given table in task 1, you have to understand this table, read these instructions about this table and write 150 words. Summarize or explain this table in 150 words. How you are gonna do it? Here is the model answer, simple answer. You should write, and amazing, this answer has got 9 bands. If you can write similar to this, it will be good. But if you are still unclear what to write, how to write, I'll recommend you there are several videos available on YouTube where you will watch them, and they will teach you how to write task 1, how to write task 2, and many other things. Here is the writing task 2 question. This is the question that will be given to you in writing task 2, and you have to understand the question and write it down in more than 250 words. This is the question, and here is the model answer. A person has written 320 words. You don't need to write that many words. You can write 300 words or 290 words is enough. But if you can read the answer and then think that you can write similar things in your answer, it's the important is do not make any spelling mistake, use the correct grammar, do not repeat the words, do not use the same words again and again, avoid the repetition, avoid using same words. Make sure you are not making any spelling mistakes. Here is another example of writing task 2 question. So you first read the question carefully and then answer according to it. This task 2. Here is the model answer. 8.5 bands this answer has got. So you read this answer carefully, and again, if you type in the Google IELTS writing task 2 practice problems with answer, you will find many examples in the Google and the internet, as well as you will find many examples on the YouTube as well. Here is another example of IELTS writing task 2, and you need to understand the question, read the question carefully, and then answer. And you can spend 40 minutes on task 2 and 20 minutes on the task 1, and the task 2 is much more important and task 1 is less important. So when you appear in the IELTS, you first attempt task 2 and then attempt task 1, because the mark, the grading and the score of task 2 is much more higher than the task 1. Here is the model answer of the task 2. This is the speaking, introduction, interview, long turn, and discussion. These are the speaking tips, and this is how you will be speaking, and where you live or living now, where you come or from hometown. Can you tell me about your hometown? What is the these are the questions that you will be asked in the interview, and you have to explain it, answer it, okay? And you do not stop speaking until the speaker asks you to stop. This is also the question related to speaking, and that is the end of my video. Thanks for watching and take care. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to put the comments below in the video. I'll try to explain with your questions in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.